What's happening, people, and welcome to the second part of my Clue Miley Cyrus mix breakdown stream. In this video, we're going to be going through exactly how I finished mixing the beat that we started in part 1, and we're going to dive deep into how I mix Clue's vocals for his verse and his ad-libs. We talked about creating width, we talked about EQ cutting and reverbs and delays and all sorts of other stuff. I really hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you want to watch these videos live as I'm doing it, you can follow me on Twitch at Mixed by Jocelyn. Safe, enjoy the video, peace. Wait, let's dive in. Let's listen to where we were last time. So we got the drums done and we started to get the pads and the main synths done as well. Okay, cool. Right, let's start adding in these next bits. Okay, reinforcing. This one is reinforcing the pad again. Make sure I keep moving this over. So we're not going to do much to it. We're just going to take away the subs, take away the highs, just like focus in on it, solo it, just because it's basically panned left to the other one that we were working on. So it's reinforcing it a little bit. Pan right, sorry. I'm going to leave that like that for now. Yeah. And then these are all like the little fluttery bits that the producers added in later on. Little turntable stop. Okay, cool. Want to emphasize that. Again, we don't really need much of this low end. I'm just going to push that there and push that up so we get that like poking through the mix. Okay, next section. Okay, that's the producer tag, so pretty important part to be heard. But again, we don't really need much of that low end. Just trying to save the volume for later on. Push that up a little bit. Okay, cool. So it's another drum we've missed from the previous session. I did say that we might come across things like that. Things just named kind of weird. So I thought that being like I thought that would have been maybe a like a vocal sample or something like that, rather than a open hi-hat. But we can add that in now, it's not a problem. Just drag it into the drum folder so it's not messing up with the vibe that we've got set up. And give it a bit of high end on there. Moving to keep pushing this over for you guys. That's nice there. What we got here? That's the producer tag again. We got that here, another hit. Yeah, another little slowdown. Again, going to take out some of that low end, gonna boost this. Just kind of want that hit there to poke through. Okay, nice little race car effect. Panning from left and right there. So we don't really need to do much of this effects wise. Just kind of clean it up a bit. Sharp go through the ears as it moves past. So now we'll have a solo. Gonna spin right past the ear, and that little boost of the high end kind of emphasizes that. Got to remember to keep moving this over. What I might end up doing is moving the camera. To be fair, I think I need to move the camera. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll do that. I'll I'll have a look and maybe do that for one of the next videos. Okay, what's this last thing here? I'm gonna unsolo that. What have we got here? Little rise effect. Yeah, just a little push effect as it like breaks down into the chorus. Or into the second part of the verse even. Yeah. Push that up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yo guys, if you're in, say hi. Let me know who's chatting. I'm looking at the comments. Occasionally, I get a bit distracted though in the mix. But say hi, ask any questions. This is going to be posted on YouTube later, so if you can't stay around for the whole thing, that's fine. You can watch it later, probably tomorrow on YouTube when I have time to upload it. Okay, this is another crash, so we're going to put this into the drums. Way too loud. Way too loud. Zoom in on the right bit for me, please. Grab the wrong thing, that's why. My bad. That's it. Okay, I'm going to push that down a little bit. We don't want to poke that out too much because it might sound alright now, but like in certain headphones and things like that, those cymbals can really like poke out and kind of distort the mix a little bit on the high end. Needs to be put in their race cards in. Okay, this is in. Right, so that is the entire instrumental done. So now we're just gonna go back, have another listen. Yo bro, safe. Cheers for locking in, appreciate it, man. Just gonna go back through this instrumental. We've done all the little added bits. We did most of it yesterday, Tuesday to be fair. We're just gonna kind of have a listen through. See if we can add anything anywhere. Okay, cool. So we're staying under the headroom, but I'd like a little bit more headroom because I know we're going to need it to put in these vocals. So I'm going to collapse these folders. Obviously, again, really cool part about what we said in part one. Having these folders now comes in really handy because we can move everything in and start to really like control things as units rather than individual stems. Because where we've got like the basic mix now. So I can just literally highlight all of this. Make sure you highlight your aux tracks as well, whatever you're sending off, because that also creates volume. So we need to move the mix down as a whole. So I'm just going to push this down a couple dB, give ourselves a bit of headroom in the mix when we add these vocals in. Listening to the mix, I feel like I want a bit more punch on the kick, so I'm going to push this kick up. And I want a bit more bite from the snare, so I'm going to use this and create a little bit more high end on the snare. And the snare now, just like overall, seems a little bit dry, so I'm going to create another aux track, go down here, bus 5, auxiliary 5, and I'm going to insert, I like to use Valhalla. It's kind of like an industry standard. I mean, any reverbs can do, but for here I'm just going to create quite a nice little tight reverb, not a very long decay. I'm going to cut out all the low end. EQing your reverbs is key, because again, when you're adding reverb to something, especially when it comes to vocals, you're going to be adding all of these frequencies back in, so a reverb might not sound very nice if it's got all these low end in. It can make the mix sound quite muddy. So EQing your reverb is a key part of mixing, and to creating space and keeping everything clean and like transient. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the high end out as well, because I don't want it to sound too sharp. Just very subtle, just a kind of like little pocket of air, just cupping the snare is what we're looking for here. I'm gonna drag this in. See, already you can hear it. Like with snares, reverbs really stand out, so it's key to be subtle with it. Yeah, that's nice. And it's just separating the snare a little bit in the drums, creating a little bit more space within the drums. Yeah, it's a nice reverb, man. It's a nice reverb. I like using it a lot. Right, so I'll probably use it on the vocals in this track, to be fair. So now that's done, I'm feeling it, I'm liking it. We might go back and adjust as we mix. Obviously, you know, you're constantly kind of like dabbling in between, but what we've achieved here is a clean, solid, structured mix. We know where everything is. The drums are good, the drums are spaced, they're punchy. The vocals are going to go now, be able to be positioned nicely, and we're kind of like not panicking and not trying to squeeze anything in, and losing like loads of headroom and stuff. So yeah. Now these vocals, they're a little bit hot. They've been recorded quite hot. You can see here there's clipping. Now at this point, it's, you know, it's kind of bad, but it's at the point like the client sent it to me. He wants the track done. I'm not going to go turn around and say, oh, I think you should redo these, because I've already listened to them. They're good enough. But you do want to bear in mind with things like this, like very little top ends clips is always going to suffer a little bit on the back end when it comes to the clarity. You're never going to be able to avoid it. So when you're tracking, always make sure it's quieter than it is loud. Like if you feel like the waveform is too low, it's better than it being even the smallest bit peaking, because you can always bring this stuff up, and there's techniques to kind of like minimize floor noise and stuff like that. But when you're recording, try to keep your audio, you know, in that mid-range kind of thing. Like, you know, if it's not loud when you're recording it, okay, cool, just have faith in the mix engineer to do his job at the back end. But there's tricks you can put on, like, you know, to make it louder. Just whack a compressor on there, like when you're tracking, if you need it to be louder. But yeah, right, cool. So let's have a listen to this vocal.
Straight to the facts, don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap, looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
So I can hear
making excuses. I got mine off my
already been a compressor.
The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back.
What does he say? I can hear the heat. Yeah. So what's the ideal level? Decibel wise, I don't know, because it's different. Every vocal is different. You know, some people are singing low, some people are singing high, some people are rapping soft, some people are rapping like aggressively. It's about just making sure that it's not peaking. Yeah, I personally, when I'm tracking, I don't like to go over -5 when I'm tracking. And I feel like that kind of gives you a nice bit of space to, you know, add things to when you're moving forward, and it's like not so quiet that you need to put on all of these plugins to bring it up, and you end up bringing up shitloads of floor noise with it as well. So this has been recorded too hot, but obviously, you know, we work with what we've got and we figure it out. So listen to the vocal.
I used to put man like you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad.
You can hear it there where it's distorted a little bit.
Dads, I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man like you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. So
for someone like Clue, he very much likes that aggressive style of vocal. And it wants to be raw, and it wants to be kind of almost distorted. But in an ideal world, we'll add that in later. If you see what I'm saying, we'll create good distortion via harsh compression. That is called clipping distortion. So it's not ideal, but you know, I'm not going to slag off the vocal too much. But yeah, that's something that you want to try and avoid. But anyway, let's loop this verse. Let's listen to this verse first.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music.
I always just because obviously the artist wants to hear. Sorry, so I need to remember to do this when we're on YouTube. They can't see the comments. So you said, do you record raw or with vocal effects? So I will always put some effects on. I tend not to go too crazy because when I'm recording, I'm trying to save CPU power and stuff like that. But like when I'm recording an artist, you know, say if I was recording Clue, I would put like quite an aggressive compressor on it because I know he wants to hear it sounding aggressive, and it wants it to be like raw and upfront, and then you know, and then enabling me to record quietly without him kind of like being put off by the fact that it sounds soft. So the compressor's doing the work and making it seem louder. And I put a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay just to create a vibe, just so that when they listen back, they're not like, oh my God, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But all this stuff I can take off later. If I'm in the studio and it's got like nice audio equipment, then I'm going to grab a compressor, an outboard, bit of gear, or, you know, if I'm running it through a desk, like a Neve desk, I'm obviously going to use that stuff. But I tend to do it very sparingly. You know, if I'm putting a compressor on it, I'll just do a little light one just to kind of capture the vibe and get a bit of warmth, get it running through the audio or running through the tubes in the compressor that I'm using or whatever. So there are things to bear in mind. But yeah, it's all very light. You know, it's all very light, so you're not doing like permanent damage that you can't then undo. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, and as well, just saving the CPU power. And but you know, say that I was recording someone that put auto tune on their vocal, I'd use like Waves auto tune in real time because it doesn't take up too much CPU, but they still can catch the vibe. Do you know what I mean? And I can play it back and they can hear it in their headphones. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll put them on and then I just forget about it, bounce it off dry and start again. If I'm ever tracking.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music.
So this
Let's
vocal
get straight
here,
to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
This down,
making excuses.
like a dB,
I got mine off muscle and
just to give me a little bit of headroom from that
doing up laps. I never gave man a round of
applause,
applause, but I gave man pats on their back.
Away,
them man just heavy with
we
chat.
all know it.
I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at
up
you
to
in cabs. Man did voluntary but
Clue likes his vocals quite powerful, quite subby and aggressive. So we're not going to take too much away from that at the moment. But you see all of this here when he's
wise man talking about trap.
All of this,
you made your money off music.
Unnecessary.
Let's get straight to
adding
the facts.
volume and it's mudding up.
Don't confuse it.
So we
man
take
talk
it away.
Streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
I'm gonna take a little bit of the high
Making
end
excuses. I got mine off
Roll
muscle
that
and
a little
packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did...
Right, the vocal's not very essy, but there's one little every now and again that's cutting through and it's irritating my ear. So how I'm going to do that, very similar to how we did the kick. We get a really fine point on the EQ. We let the vocal play.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
So then we just take that
Making
out
excuses.
a little bit.
I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat.
Just taking away that sharpness. So when you got it in the headphones, it's not
man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. Man that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100K from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block doing sentence.
Hear that?
Man get a man grab.
Just gonna push that down a little bit.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music.
So now we're kind of going through the vocal and we're fine tuning it. We're finding all those little frequencies that the microphone picked up a little bit too loudly, and we're just pushing them down a little bit.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat.
Let me know how the stream
man's
looks,
age, I'm a
guys.
I can't wait
On
till I
my
get
thing,
man
it
back.
keeps
I used to
buffing,
put man
so
at you in cabs.
I want to
Man
make
did
sure
voluntary,
that
but try
it
act
looks
bad.
good. If it's buffing, let me know for you guys. I don't know if it's just me why it's buffing, but yeah. So we've kind of gone through. We've
Why is man talking about trap?
cleaned up the vocals a little bit. We've only,
get straight to
if
the
you
facts.
notice, with that EQ, we only took away. Subtracting EQ always before you add character using EQs, and try to keep them separate, you know, when using the EQs, especially with vocals, because there's going to be a few different stages that you're going to use these EQs. So, you know, firstly, we're cleaning before we're trying to add any kind of thing like that, like whatever. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little de-esser on. Again, it's not a very essy vocal, so we don't need to go crazy. Now, the de-esser that I like to use, and I'd really suggest it, it's not that expensive. I think it's like $40 or something like that, is this ERA4 de-esser. It's a really simple one knob plugin, but I just like the way that it sounds. And it seems to always do the job. Very rarely do I find myself going for another de-esser nowadays. So I just whack this on.
Why is man talking about trap? You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the
where
facts.
it's reacting.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap.
And then here,
looking real stupid.
It has
How
a little
come you never had man's
analyzer
back?
showing you where
Making
the vocals
excuses.
come, which
I've
is
got
kind of
mine
handy
off
because if
muscle
there's
and
something
packs.
that's really like sticking out, you can find exactly where that S is poking out, and then go in and adjust it yourself if you need to.
Why is man talking about trap? You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps.
So you see here, before we've even started adding compressors and distressors and things like that to this vocal, the vocal's already sitting in a nice place in the mix. And that's because of the work that we put in at the beginning with mixing the instrumental properly, creating space and allowing a pocket for the vocal to breathe in. So now the vocal's not having to fight against much to be in the mix. So now all of this stuff that we're adding on is purely kind of like creative and just to add texture and things to the vocal, rather than using it to add volume and push things upwards. The moment that you start to get into that kind of game, you're fighting a losing battle, because then you're not just thinking about how the vocal sounds, you're thinking about trying to get it loud enough to fit with the rest of the instrumental.
Why is man talking about trap? You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap.
Like, the only thing that I'm looking for now with this vocal is more presence. You know, it sounds a bit lackluster. So I'm thinking, what can I add to give it a bit more presence? So a tool that I like to use, firstly, is I run it through a channel strip. Now, a lot of this stuff is kind of like habit, and just things that I like to have on there. I know what they're doing. I know how they sound. Sometimes they're not even doing anything. I just like to run the vocal through those plugins because for whatever reason, I like the way that it comes out the other side. But I use first stage for like the majority of my vocals. I use a SSL emulation channel strip from Waves. I know a lot of people have these plugins. Obviously, if you don't, there's other things you can do. Just bear in mind what I'm doing with these plugins. You can do on any of the free plugins that you can buy. They're just, they just sound slightly better, and the interface, they emulate certain consoles that are good to use. Let me move that up so it's not in the way. So here, there's a big delay between me talking and what your streamers, I think. So if I'm not answering your comments straight away, I do apologize. Yeah, it's a nice. I actually had a hardware piece of this as well. the SSL EQ, just this side here, not this side. But anyway, let's have a look at this.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music.
So it's a little bit
get straight to the facts. Don't
high, so the in. I'm just gonna push it down a bit.
Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps.
So here,
man a round of applause.
I'm gonna grab 800 hertz.
Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try
I'm gonna get quite
man that gets man mad.
a mid-wide boost here.
Wicked and sad.
And I'm just gonna boost it a little bit. You can see there it's kind of you can see it's gonna peak a little bit because of this peaking here. So when it does that, we're gonna push it down a little bit because we see that it's too loud. So I'm using this as like my first stage gain.
Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
But here,
making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause.
Here I'm pushing forward this 800 hertz.
Just heavy with
now,
chat. I am not man's age. I'm a dad.
Especially with male vocals, the I do apologize. There does seem to be a big delay. I'm not sure why. But anyway, with male vocals especially, around 800 hertz is like where the presence is found in the vocal, like the clarity, the actual like the audio, the what's the word I'm looking for? The like the sibilance, the clarity within the vocal is like where it's held there. So if you boost that a little bit, you'll find you're gaining a little bit of presence in the vocal.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets,
a little bit
rap.
Quieter, but that's because we're gain staging. But the presence is definitely there.
Back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing that.
Now I'm gonna add a bit of compression.
I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back.
First stage compression. I don't want to do too much of this. I just kind of want to control it just a little bit, just slightly nudge it down. So you see here, this is the amount of compression that's happening. I don't really want it to go above 6.
Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block doing sentence. Man, get a man grab. Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses.
Okay, so once you've done that, so it's very subtle. I just used it to boost a little bit around 800, and I put a little bit of compression on it. Mostly what I'm doing is I'm running it through the plugin because I like the emulation. I like the sound that SSL channel strip brings to the vocal. It's all very subtle stuff. We're not trying to do too much, but you'll find by the time we get to the end, all of these subtle things build up, bang, make a nice clean vocal towards the end. So then the next thing I do now, this is where I start to get, this is my workhorse. This is where I start to get a little bit more hands-on. Now, again, I'm trying to consciously use plugins that are like available to everyone. This plugin might not be available to everyone, but it's a plugin that you can now, they do a subscription service. So, and I would definitely say if you're getting into any kind of like audio mixing, this is a fantastic plugin to have in your toolbox, right? It's Slate Digital, and you basically get, I think it's called their Everything Bundle, and it's literally like, I think it's like £15 a month. Yeah, so like, just to answer your question, I aim for like -3 dB towards the end. What you'll see me doing every now and again is going onto my mixing console, and the reason why we grouped all these, grabbing these and just like bringing them down. That's like target volume, yeah, for when we send to mastering. But obviously we're not doing this for mastering, so we're doing it as like more of a tutorial about using the particular types of plugins and things like that. But yeah, you'll see me just going and grabbing this stuff every now and again and pushing it down. This is hot right now, but I'm not too worried about it right now because I know it's not overly peaking and I've got enough room to bring it down and it won't affect my end product too much. So, but yeah, again, just due to the nature of the, due to the nature of the genre and the way that the vocals have been recorded and things like that, it's going to be a hot mix. It always is going to be. So, but anyway, back to this, the virtual mixer. Pull this up. This is like a rack. So this, so they basically emulated shitloads of fucking hardware. This is my kind of like go-to preset that I pull up. That's set. None of them are doing anything at the moment other than this compressor will do something because of the way that it's set up. But everything's zeroed off, as you can see. This here is a like a preamp emulation, and all of these are like different types of consoles. Now I believe, I might be wrong, but the one that I have it set to is a Neve emulation. If I'm wrong, put me in the comments because I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I like that one. This is another SSL EQ. This is a Rupert Neve EQ. This is like it's a famous compressor that people use. It creates a lot of like nice harmonic distortion and things like that. This adds a bit of simmer on the top, thickness on the bottom if you need to add it, and then this is just a trimmer to kind of like make sure I'm not peaking at the end of everything. So yeah, we might not use everything here, but I'm running it through everything.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts.
Straight away, I'm gonna turn this down.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets, then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
And I'm gonna
making excuses. I got mine off muscle and
start
packs.
compressing this.
Gang been doing that laps.
Now I put it 1/4, quite an aggressive one, because as I said, I want this to be my workhorse.
I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put
yeah, they are very good plugins. And as I said, you know, they're a subscription, so they're fully accessible to get, and you can cancel the subscription at any time. So it's definitely something worth investing into, if you're into that stuff. Yeah, mate, fantastic. If you again, you know, I've got a few 500 series pieces, and yeah, they're great. They're a bit dangerous on the bank account though.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets, then rap. Looking real stupid.
So here, I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to do more of an aggressive
making excuses.
EQ, so
I got mine off muscle and packs.
Fast.
The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat.
Really
I am not man's
like
age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back.
Now.
I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. Man that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention?
Now I feel like I need a little bit more high-end sim, so I'm going to pull for this shelf and just push it forward a little bit.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music.
Now you hear that.
Let's get straight to the facts.
Let me solo this.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets, then rap.
If I take it away.
Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
Now put
making
it back,
excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. Man that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block doing sentence. Man get a man grab.
Of like 300, just a touch.
Wise man talking
just
about
I
trap.
want a bit of warmth.
You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets, then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. Man that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block doing sentence. Man get a man grab.
Okay, cool. Right, it sounded like the vocals a little bit too on top of the beat at the moment, so I'm going to just sink it in a little bit.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets, then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat.
My kind of target for the vocal is to kind of sit just above the snare, in terms of like audio volume.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid.
Right, I'm liking where that is now. Right, now I'm gonna add another compressor, and this is just like final stage, just to control this dynamic a little bit. Where are we at here? Yeah, I'm gonna do the Pro. No, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. I'm doing the Pro. That's the one. Very similar looking plugins. They're both from the same company. I was using this in the last video on the drums and stuff. Here we're gonna use it in a much more subtle way though. Yeah, for hip hop, I would say for hip hop, the snare is a good place to have. Like a lot of American hip hop, they kind of ride the snare a little bit harder than we do in the UK, and it will be like level with the vocal. I know Mixed by Ali quoted that he will try to level them both at the same kind of volume.
How come you never had man's back?
So we're gonna really push
making
this down.
Excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs.
So this, I just kind of want those really like peaky bits, just to nudge it down us a little bit. I'm gonna have quite like a mid-slow release, quite a fast attack. So it's just kind of tapping the vocal down a little bit.
I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man like you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act back.
So we're not even going anywhere near kind of like taking away from like 3 to 4 dB here.
Bad. Man, that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100K from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block doing sentence. Man, get a man grab.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's different style, man. Like, yeah, this is kind of like UK drill, grime kind of stuff. So, but yeah, but it's a lot more aggressive.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't.
And now one of the last things I'm going to add to this vocal is I'm going to add a oh, my mind's gone blank. Where is it? Find it here. I'll know the name. A saturator. Again, I put saturators on most of my vocals, like last change, just to kind of like smooth thing out, make it a bit more blended. And with this one here as well, it's just gonna help enforce the aggressiveness of the vocal. If I can find it, let me go to the plugins where they would be. Audio. FabFilter, there you go, Saturn. FabFilter Saturn. This is my saturator here. Now it's got loads of different types of emulation. So it's got warm tape, clean tape, broken tube, warm tube, heavy saturator, gentle saturation. But we're gonna go gentle saturation. And the other thing about this plugin is you can band it. So we can click here, and then it cuts our frequency ranges, yeah, across, you know, where we're editing. So, you know, I can turn this very low end off because I don't really want to affect that. and then yeah, I can get rid of these. So just get this low end, turn that off, this one, and we're just gonna kind of like focus on this area here with saturation. That's what I really like about it, because you can kind of be a little bit more controlled. Yeah, the FabFilter stuff's good. I swear by it.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts.
And you can push the
Don't
bands
confuse
as well.
Man talk streets then rap.
So you can get really detailed.
Looking real
with it.
stupid. How come you never had man's back?
Give it a little bit of feedback.
Making excuses. I got mine off
where,
muscle and
this
packs.
is the frequency where
the
it's
been doing
feedbacking.
up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's.
So yeah, just a little bit of colour.
Back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad.
So we go back, and I mute all this stuff.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and...
So it sounded, you know, there was a lot of room in the old vocal. There wasn't a lot of presence. And it was still quite aggressive, but in the wrong kind of way. So we've just controlled it, kept hold of the aggression, and giving it a little bit more presence in the track.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it.
For the last 10 minutes, I'm just going to talk about reverbs and delays. So with reverbs and delays on vocals, I never ever add them straight to the channel strip. Like it is like 9 out of 10 times they're not on the channel strip. I always bust them. You get way more control with what you're doing, and as well it allows you to share the reverbs across your vocals as well. So I can use the same use the same reverb for like the stabs as I would the main vocal. So go here, bus, same as always. We're gonna go bus 6 this time. We're gonna go up here, and I'm gonna use this Valhalla, because I remember someone said in the comments they bought it and they were using it recently. So, and I like it on vocals as well. It's clean. Here, I'm gonna aim for 2.5 kind of ish decay, and I'm gonna EQ it, take the lows out and the highs. I kind of know already where I'm gonna sit with it, and then I'm just gonna play it and bring it in.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts.
I'm gonna go post fader.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
So you see there, it's just kind of like holding the back a little bit. Do you vary amount when using? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you see there, I've just done it, I think. Yeah.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it.
I like
man
that.
Talk streets then rap.
We'll add the
Looking
delay
real
in.
stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs.
Now delay.
The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause,
I'm gonna do
but I
2
gave man
types
pats on
of
their
delay.
back. Them man just heavy with chat.
1/8.
I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't
Bring
wait
down
till I
the
get man
feedback.
back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did
I'm gonna
voluntary
EQ it
try
again. EQing it is so important. Just getting rid of that muddy low end and stuff like that. You don't want it in these. You want the reverb and delays to be like subtle and floaty in the background with these kind of records. Just reinforcing it, just creating a bit of space.
Wise man talking about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts.
I clicked that by accident.
Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat.
Sounded nice to me.
Age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man
Now,
back.
the other thing that I will do with delay. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'll create another bus 9, and I will get another delay on it. We're gonna go for the H delay again. H delays by waves, by the way. Sorry guys if I missed that. And I'm gonna put it on ping pong, and I'm gonna go right all the way to 1/64. I'm going to turn the feedback down quite a bit. I'm going to mute it. And what we're going to do here is create a little bit of width with the vocal. It's not going to be, you're not going to be able to really hear this delay. It's going to be very subtle, and it's just going to be creating a little bit of width between the vocals. So if I bring it up, the way I do this is I bring it up so I can hear it.
Music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it.
I bring it right down.
Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
So you see there,
making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs.
Narrow.
The gang been doing up laps.
I
never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on
pushes
the
it
back.
out a little bit.
Them man just
really good tip that. Because a lot of people will put like spreaders and stuff on the vocals. I just feel like I try to avoid doing that because it takes a lot of the presence away from the vocal. And it can cause like phasing issues later on and throwing things off center and all sorts of things. So just a nice controlled delay just pushes that out a little bit. If you're only dealing with one vocal, that is, if you've got numerous takes of vocals, then you can do a bit more clever things with it and pan things in a nicer way.
Wise man talk about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets.
Right, and the last thing we're gonna do is just put in the ad-libs, just a little creative vibe. Now, what I do here, this is where I get a bit lazy. I'm not going to go through the hassle of recreating everything I've done there. I'm going to copy the vocal because I know it's the same tone, and I'm going to paste it onto the vocal, and I'm going to adapt from here with this vocal. I'm going to have a listen.
Hey. Wise man talk about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Tell him.
So now I know how Clue likes his vocal. I know how Clue likes his vocals. Now ad-libs are very stylistic things. People like their ad-libs to sound way different depending on the artist, depending on the track, depending on the genre. But Clue is kind of like a bit more typical grime style ad-libs. He likes the low end out, a bit of a phony effect on it, quite a lot of reverb, and we normally go for a nice 1/4 ping pong delay. Now I'll add all this stuff on and you can see how it sounds. So straight away I'll go to my first stage EQ. I'm taking it out straight from the source. I'm going to go 500. I'm going to go all the way up to 500, take all that body out. I'm going to go up to my reverb. I'm going to push this up to -10. And then I'm going to get here, I'm going to add another bus. So I worked with Clue so long, I can do this without even listening to it. But we're going to go here, get the delay, 1/4, ping pong. Now what ping pong does, for those of you who don't know, is it flutters the EQ from ear to ear. That's why we used it on our last delay when we were spreading the vocal, because it flutters. It pushes the delay each side. Creates a cool effect, adds width, and it's just a nice sounding delay to have on ad-libs and to separate them a little bit from the main track and to not take away from what he's saying in his verse. And I'm going to push that right up because I really want it to be heard. I want this delay to be heard. I want you to hear the delay on this one. I'm going to push this down.
Hey. Wise man talk about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it.
See that?
Man
Cool.
talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid.
Powerful,
you
you
never
can
had
hear
man's
them all.
back?
The delays are...
Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. God.
Now that sounding cool now to me. I think the vocals come down a little bit more, just to blend into the beat a little bit.
Hey. Wise man talk about trap. You made your money off music. Let's get straight to the facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap. Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back?
So let's have a listen to the whole
Making
verse.
excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps.
I'm gonna push the drums up a little
I never gave man
bit.
a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back. Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad.
So the one thing that I feel like I'm still missing is just a little bit of push from the vocals. They sound loud enough. They sound aggressive enough. But there's just a little bit of presence that I feel like is still missing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a parallel compressor to the vocal. So I get my bus up, same as always, bus. Now we're going 10. See how many buses we use? We use a lot of buses when we're doing mixes because we always like to maintain control. So here I'm going to go up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a plugin. This is a Waves plugin, and this is an emulation of a Fairchild compressor, and it's called Plug Child. We're going to use stereo because we're going at the back end of the mix, and everything's been pushed into stereo. And I'm going to go all the way up on both thresholds. We're going to drive the hell out of this. I'm going to put the volume down because I'm going to bring it in gently. And I'm going to press play on this.
Man, that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention? Bigger and bad. Free up the G's in the block.
Just going to add a bit of volume.
Man, get a man grab. Facts. Don't confuse it. Man talk streets then rap.
Without.
Looking real stupid. How come you never had man's back? Making excuses. I got mine off muscle and packs. The gang been doing up laps. I never gave man a round of applause, but I gave man pats on their back.
Very subtle, but it just adds that little bit extra that we needed to get the aggression out of the vocal.
Them man just heavy with chat. I am not man's age, I'm a dad's. I can't wait till I get man back. I used to put man at you in cabs. Man did voluntary but try act bad. Man that gets man mad. I was on demon time in detention. Wicked and sad. 100k from the what did I mention?
Okay, cool guys. Right, that is it for me today again. Thank you lot for tuning in. We've done the main bit of the vocal. What's left now is the bridge and the hooks. So in the final bit, we're going to start to hear the whole song. I'm going to do that either Saturday or Sunday. If you're not following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Mixed by Jocelyn. My YouTube channel is also Mixed by Jocelyn. This will be posted tomorrow on YouTube, so you can like reference it or watch it later. Yeah, and either Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be finished this mix live on Twitch again. So if you follow me on those, I'll notify you guys when I'm going to go live. I'm not sure when yet. And yeah, I appreciate everyone that's logged in today and watched the stream. And yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you guys Saturday or Sunday. Peace.